An agent bank is a bank that performs services in some capacity on behalf of an entity. An agent bank, also known as agency bank, can offer a wide variety of services for businesses looking to expand internationally. These banks generally act on behalf of another bank or group of banks, but they can act on behalf of a person or business. An agent bank operates as a go-between for an individual or business looking to do business in other countries. An agent bank can represent a group of banks, which is the case if it is the lead bank in a syndicated loan. There are various banks that can be considered an agent bank, including investment banks. Understanding agent banks. Agent banks can serve the needs of both individuals and businesses through a broad range of services. They can include various forms and are willing to partner on a variety of different offerings. The specific roles of the agent bank will depend on the arrangement made with the client. An agent bank can also be syndicate, where it's the point of contact for a borrower that's taking loans from several banks. In this case, it is the lead bank in a syndicated loan and it keeps the other banks appraised of developments while sending them interest payments. Benefits of agent banks. Individuals and businesses partner with banks to support the management of their financial and cash transaction needs. These entities rely on an agent bank for managing funds in a deposit account. These banks can also support customers and other banks by facilitating letters of credit or extensions of new credit. The benefits of an agent bank include the fact that it can operate internationally. These banks allow businesses to expand their geographic presence, as having a bank that knows how to operate in various countries is advantageous. These types of banks make accessing funds while abroad easier. Agency banks also allow businesses to delegate administrative tasks, where the agency bank can handle the finances of a business. While the best retail banks might offer competitive interest rates, the best agent banks are those that can most effectively facilitate their clients' transactions. Types of agent banks. Foreign agent banks. A foreign bank doing business in the U.S. on behalf of its parent bank may be known as a foreign agent bank. Many of these banks are subject to Federal Reserve regulations and are audited by the Federal Reserve annually. They may also be allowed check clearing privileges and access to the Federal Reserve's discount window. Investment banks. Investment banks often serve as agent banks on institutional investment deals such as syndicated loans. An agent bank serving as a syndicate manager will contract with an issuer to arrange a syndicated loan. The agent bank in a loan syndicate works to facilitate the terms of the loan transaction with the multiple parties involved in lending funds to the issuer. The agent bank is paid a fee for its deal management services. Once the deal has closed, it may also be responsible for managing the oversight of syndicated loan payments and terms throughout the loans involved in the deal. Third-party agent banks. Oftentimes a business may need the support of an agent bank in order to launch new services. Partnership with a third-party agent bank is common for credit businesses who need a bank's support in offering credit cards or loan programs. An agent bank can partner with a business to support the issuance of credit cards in a new credit card program. Many agent banks have also partnered with private lenders to support the growth of new online lending businesses. Lending Club is one example of a private lender requiring the support of an agent bank for its services. Lending Club works with WebBank to facilitate the origination of its loans to its online borrowers. How do I find the registered agent for a company? If you are engaged in litigation with a company, you will need to serve process on that company's registered agent. You can find the registered agent for a company that does business in your state by checking with your state's Department of Commerce. Point 2. What is an investment bank? An investment bank is a bank that provides financial services to large institutional clients, such as corporations. A large part of their business comes from helping companies raise and borrow capital, or facilitating mergers and acquisitions. How do agent banks make money? Agent banks may make money by charging fees or commissions to the financial institutions or businesses that use their services. Agency banking allows banks and payment processing businesses to join a third-party arrangement, such as Faster Payments in the UK, using their bank identifier code, BIC, and account numbers for payments and collections. This helps increase the reach of payments firms and bring them to new customers. Agency banking is a form of indirect access to payments systems wherein agent banks act as intermediaries between a client and a banking service. The agent bank provides the platform for entry to an otherwise inaccessible service. Agency banking first appeared in Bangladesh in 2013 with the goal of bringing bank access to people in rural, underserved locations. A banking agent provides the access to their jurisdiction for a third-party company via a contractual agreement. Big banks previously had a monopoly on banking access in the world's largest financial centers. However, the competitiveness of the sector has started to open up with more globalized world and new technology. Global Processing Services, GPS, is a form of banking agent. They are certified by credit card providers like Visa and help numerous payment providers to process global credit and debit transactions. By using Global Processing Services, payment providers only need a contract with one firm and can offer clients access to payments in over 40 different countries. Agency banking is a good solution for payments providers that want access to a certain country but not enough to acquire full regulatory approval for processing local payments there. They may have a small footprint in a country based on their client list, but it would be too time-consuming/expensive to set up a full regulatory status in each country, so they use an agent bank to gain access to more regions. A banking agent is often essential to the business model of a new online bank with a global footprint. These challenger banks are built on the promise of lower costs on multi-currency, cross-border transactions, and banking agents help make this possible. Agency banking is a good option for businesses that want to process payments several regions but do not need to pursue a full banking license in each particular jurisdiction. For instance, if you do a small amount of payment processing in a country and plan to scale up at a later date, a banking agent will give you access to that region. Using a banking agent can be a helpful way to enter a new country and start small to test the long-term viability for your business. The need for agency banking boils down to the following reasons. High operation/setup costs. It is too expensive to set up a brick-and-mortar branch and/or acquire regulatory approval in every location that you want to provide services. This often means rural or isolated areas do not gain access to banking services and payment service providers are limited in where they can operate. Agency banks are a way to boost the number of persons with access to banking services in rural areas, for example. Limited scaling opportunities. It is also hard to scale the business if you are dealing with occasional transfers. In the rural services example, the customer reach makes it hard to scale the bank's business in certain business areas. Agent banking with a digital presence makes it easier to provide banking services in a larger number of countries and scale the business. Low profitability. Having a direct presence in a country means that you can only profit from the customers that visit the bank and hold accounts there. With indirect banking, there is an ability to provide a digital business with a larger footprint that can provide better overheads and increase its product offerings. Lack of agility. Banking agents are giving companies the potential for a more nimble service offering. These can be provided in unbanked and underserved areas. The types of businesses served may be grocery stores, fuel stations, or postal services, and they can provide payment services without the need for extensive applications. They will also operate a different style of service, with agents now able to visit customers door to door with mobile phones, tablets, or card payment machines. Other agents may provide the same services but from a fixed location. Which parties are involved in agency banking? The following is a list of the different parties involved in agency banking. Service providers. Banking agents are retailers authorized to conduct banking services on behalf of banks and financial institutions. They provide banking services to customers in remote areas. Banks/financial institutions. The banks and financial institutions are allowing service providers to access their services with a contract to act as an agent for the smaller companies. Money still goes through the payments systems used by larger banks, but it is being sent or deposited from the small agent businesses. Subagents. Some banking agents will make a business out of the service by forming other affiliate agents and increasing their income via increased commission. The agents are often known as super or sub-agents. Consumers are the end goal for the agency banking system. They are providing banks with an extended customer base, increasing competition in the sector, and receiving bank services in areas where they were previously unavailable. Advantages of agency banking for banks. The following are some of the advantages that banks will find when using an agent. Minimized costs. Banking service providers can now provide services without the cost of having a branch. It is also hard to compete on branding costs with high street banks. Increased customer base. By providing services in remote areas and also extending the footprint to other countries, a larger customer base is possible. A remote store could increase profitability by offering withdrawal and transfer services. A customer seeking to send money to family and also buy groceries can do both in the same place, and it increases the likelihood they will use the location regularly. Maintenance of asset quality. Banks and financial institutions will have a good relationship with banking agents, and they can outsource some of the asset risk, or ensure that they know the finances of the service provider. Trust/awareness built among customers. Despite not spending money on a branch and branding, service providers can leverage their own location and trust in the community to build customer loyalty. A fuel station that has been serving a community for years can suddenly offer banking services, and it solves the same problem as a bank branch. Enriched customer experience. Customers can find banking services much closer to home, and they can also receive a service that arrives at their front door. This can help customers who do not have good mobility, and it is a service that is now possible with digital technology and banking agents. High security. Individuals had to rely on cash for payments in rural or remote areas, but now they can store money in an account and also use the chip and PIN card services. Which services can be provided by banks via agency banking? Cash deposits. Customers can send money to their account via an agent. Cash withdrawals. Customers can withdraw cash at a fuel station or grocery store for purchases. Balance queries. Up-to-date balance information. Many statements. A paper-based statement of the current account status or recent payment transfer. Account transfers. Move money between accounts to send money to family. Loan applications. Make an application to borrow money. Utility bills. Pay for energy bills or other utilities easily. Customer onboarding. Account opening service for customers. Loan repayment plans. Pay back a loan easily and regularly. Credit/debit card payments. Pay money into a credit or debit card. Pay with goods and services at a point of sale. Additional service registration. Register for promotions based on changes in the financial system, such as a savings scheme. An agent bank, or agency bank, is a bank that does business on behalf of some other entity. Agent banks may be used to help corporations expand overseas, arrange loans, or manage funds. There are several types of agent banks, depending on what activity the bank is engaged in. Thank you for watching this video.